folks, I'm going to try to not lose you too much on this one, but this is huge. There are pros and cons involved in this. In a response to many people saying that they were overwhelmed by the scroll of death in Moodle, the Moodle programmers have changed the view in Moodle 2.3. And those of us who have developed strategies to develop our courses without the scroll of death have become a little bit frustrated with this. But we'll go through this and show you how it works, and you will adapt it. It's beautiful in the sense that it minimizes the scroll of death, having the long course settings, but it does take away some flexibility. So I'll take you through what we have here. In the traditional view in Moodle 2.2, all sections display at once in the initial view. So these are all our sections set up. Users have control to limit course view to one section at a time using the little square in the upper right-hand corner. So if you click on the little square in the upper right-hand corner, this rectangle controls what I want to see at one time, and I can toggle it so that I am only seeing one section at a time. So that's the double square. So clicking on the single rectangle, this is Moodle 2.2, brings you back to just looking at one section at a time. This is beautiful when you use the section block, or if you set up a table of contents and capture this URL, so when you click to it, it's only showing that. This icon works as a toggle back and forth. Only the header and that will always show. The zero summary topic at the top will always show, and then what shows is only the section that we have displaying. This is Moodle 2.2. In Moodle 2.3, they have changed this. The first thing you will notice is that little rectangle in the upper right-hand corner is gone. They've taken that away, and they've instead given you two viewing choices, and these are set at the edit course setting levels by the teacher. And your two options are show all sections on page or show one section per page. Show all sections on one page is sort of the traditional scroll of death look. Show one section per page does alter things greatly. So what happens is in the course settings, now we're taking a look at our flipped classroom course, under course layout, you have show all sections on one page, you have show one section per page. Show all section on one page, traditional view that you've always had without the little rectangle in the corner. Show one section per page. Now what happens is you have both some subtle and major changes in the view. If you show all sections on one page, the subtle change is it's no longer called a topic outline, it's now called general, and section numbers no longer display. The major difference is, as I pointed out, the toggle for a single section view has been removed. You cannot get to a single section view from this page. Now, if you choose the setting to show one section per page that you have the option to, changes that occur are the following. Section titles now become hyperlinks. These titles now are hyperlinks to the entire content for that section. And when you look at your course, you now see in gray, and the students would see this also, what's going to be inside. So inside this section called Myths and Realities of Flipped Learning, I have 2 pages, 1 lesson, 1 forum, 1 feedback, and 1 checklist. And so the students this is sort of like a table of contents concept. And the activities and resources are listed here. Now, what this does is if I go into one of the courses, so show one section per page, so anything that is in the summary text will display on the main course page. Okay, section titles are hyperlinks. So I'm just looking at another course. Text, images, and videos show. And then this is showing me what will be inside. So it's like a thumbnail sketch of what's going to be in that topic. Now, what happens is clicking on, so I still have this show one section per page, but the first time I look at it, it still shows all of the sections. It does not revert to that one section per page until one of the users, so the user clicks on one of these hyperlinks. Then when they click on the hyperlink, they will go into the section. So for example, if I click on Introduction to Screencasting, I will now go into that section, which is on the next slide. Here's where things get a little different, quite different looking in 2.3. Now you have the summary heading at the top. Now I've gone into a single section display. They now have developed navigational controls above and below the section. The navigational control above shows me what section I'm in, shows me the one before and the one after. This is awesome if your class is linear sequential. It doesn't work quite as well as if you have a resource section, etc. For example, our reference desk, where people wouldn't necessarily flip through it. They'd rather go through a table of contents. You now see what's in this section. And now notice at the bottom, you see go back a section, go forward a section, but the part in the middle says return to the main course page. If you click on return to the main course page, you'll get back to this view, the full view of everything like a table of contents. This new view in Moodle 2.3 is going to cause designers to start thinking of different ways to work on things. So I've already talked about this, links previous, links to next, return to the main section. Now here's what we're going to start suggesting for our course designers is to, when you're going to start using this version, start to minimize what you put in your summary text. Turn the first page of your course or the front main view more into a table of contents. So you'll notice what we did is take our course and we revised it down. And so what we did is instead of myths with the whole description, we just put the title for the section. When a student clicks and goes in there, the first thing they will see is a label that defines what's going on in the section. And then they'll see their pages, their lessons, their forums, their feedback, their checklists, etc. So there are a couple things that no longer work well in 2.3 then. So this is going to cause course designers to rethink how you're designing the course. A couple things that do not work as well is the sections links block if you use that, or if you use a section link block or an HTML block with quick links to your topics. So for example, yep.
Okay, keep going, and then I'll ask the question that's here. It's related to this, but keep going. You might
so the section links, which worked before in 2.2 and earlier, in the show all sections on one page, you click on a sections link or a topic, it really has no effect on the page display. They don't work. They really don't work the way you would want them to work. If you make a table of contents,
they're the same.
It works the same way. So you've lost some of your control. So
they do still work when you set your course to display and show one section per page view. If you still want those to work, they still work. You will actually receive a message from Moodle that it's redirecting when you use those links. But if you set for the more traditional Moodle course display of show all everything on one page, the section links block, and any HTML block with section links that you've created, those will have absolutely no working effect in your course.
So what's going to happen is you folks as course builders are really going to have to play with this and see what it does and change your design, etc. So many of our teachers have built some really nice courses with a really nice table of contents using that double rectangle in the upper corner to navigate students through that. They're going to really have to rethink and redesign in Moodle 2.3 and beyond. So they tried to help the scroll of death. They did take away a little bit of flexibility and are directing it more for the teacher who has a linear sequential class. You can work around it. There are strategies, as Sue has pointed out.
Basically use the show one section per page view, and then students can navigate forward and backwards with the navigational controls above and below the section, and they can still use the section links blocks or an HTML block where you built the links yourself.